Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All World, where we explore the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we have an exciting discovery for all you treasure hunters out there. We're diving into the world of the United States Washington quarter dollar, specifically the 1981 mint mark. You might think this coin is just another regular quarter, but trust us, there's more to it than meets the eye. In fact, this seemingly ordinary coin could be hiding a serious fortune. Let's take a moment to understand the background and history of the Washington quarter dollar. The coin has been a staple of American currency for decades. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, it's remained a symbol of American history and pride ever since. Featuring a portrait of the first U.S. president, George Washington, on the obverse, and an eagle on the reverse, the design has endured, representing American strength and freedom. However, not all Washington quarters are created equal, and that's where the 1981 mint mark comes into play. In 1981, the U.S. Mint produced millions of quarters, and like every year, the coins were struck in different mints across the country. But what makes the 1981 Washington quarter special is not just the design, it's the subtle differences in its minting process that can make it incredibly valuable to collectors. At first glance, the 1981 Washington quarter might seem like a typical piece of change you'd encounter in your pocket. However, certain factors can elevate its value dramatically. The first and most important factor is the condition of the coin. Just like any collectible item, the state of preservation plays a huge role in determining a coin's worth. While many of these coins were used extensively in circulation, a small percentage remained in pristine condition. You might be wondering, what does it mean for a coin to be in pristine condition? Well, when we say pristine, we mean a coin that has been carefully preserved, free from scratches, dents, or wear. These coins look as if they've never been used. The minting process for coins in the early 1980s wasn't always perfect, and over time, many coins became damaged through circulation. If you can find a 1981 Washington quarter that has been preserved in excellent or uncirculated condition, you're holding something special in your hands. Beyond condition, another critical factor in determining the value of a coin is its rarity. Most coins are produced in high quantities, and the more abundant a coin is, the less likely it is to fetch a high price. But, just like with any valuable collector's item, there are exceptions to the rule. For the 1981 Washington quarter, certain mint marks and error coins are incredibly rare. These errors can range from small, almost unnoticeable mistakes in the minting process to more significant and obvious errors, such as misstruck designs or unusual features. These coins, especially those with the right combination of rarity and condition, are highly sought after by collectors. Now, you might be asking, how much could this 1981 Washington quarter actually be worth? The answer might surprise you. While most circulated quarters from 1981 are worth their face value, just 25 cents, an uncirculated or error coin can be worth far more. If you have a 1981 Washington quarter that is in flawless, mint condition, or if you happen to own a rare error coin, the value could skyrocket. Some of these quarters have been known to sell for thousands of dollars at auctions, depending on their specific characteristics. But hold on, let's get to the most exciting part. A few of these rare, mint-condition 1981 Washington quarters, particularly those with unique errors or special attributes, have been known to fetch an eye-popping $65,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $65,000. A coin worth just 25 cents in its basic form could become a small fortune if you have the right version. Imagine finding this treasure tucked away in an old coin jar, in your collection, or even in a pile of loose change. It's incredible how a simple coin from 1981 can turn into something worth so much. The value depends on the condition, rarity, and any special errors the coin might have, so always be on the lookout. If you're a coin collector or just someone who has an interest in numismatics, this is an important reminder. You never know what treasure you might have in your own collection. Always inspect your coins carefully. The Washington quarter dollar 1981 mint mark is a perfect example of how a coin, often overlooked, can become a highly valuable piece of history. Whether you find one in your pocket or have it hidden away for years, this coin could be worth a small fortune if it meets the right criteria. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and sometimes overlooked coins in U.S. history, the 1979 Washington quarter dollar. At first glance, this might seem like just another coin from the late 70s, but there's so much more to it than meets the eye. Stick around as we uncover why this coin could be worth far more than you think. To understand the value of the 1979 Washington quarter dollar, we need to take a step back and look at the historical context. The 1970s were a time of significant change in the United States, with economic challenges, political shifts, and a growing interest in coins as collectibles. The U.S. Mint was producing millions of quarters every year, but not all of them were created equal. The 1979 Washington quarter, for example, was part of the ongoing effort to honor the legacy of George Washington, the first President of the United States. His portrait had been featured on the quarter since 1932, and it was a symbol of national pride. Now, we all know that most coins are mass-produced and are generally worth only their face value. But with coins like the 1979 Washington quarter, things aren't always so simple. As with any collectible item, rarity and condition are key factors in determining a coin's value. While millions of 1979 Washington quarters were minted, only a select few have survived in pristine condition. These high-quality specimens are much harder to find than you might think. When it comes to assessing the value of the 1979 Washington quarter, one of the biggest factors is its condition. Coins that have been circulated and handled over the years often suffer from wear and tear, such as scratches, discoloration, or even dents. This decreases their value significantly. However, uncirculated or near-perfect examples of the 1979 Washington quarter are highly coveted by collectors. These coins may have been carefully stored in protective cases, kept away from the elements, and never touched by human hands except for the minting process, but condition alone isn't the only thing that can make the 1979 Washington quarter special. There are certain mint marks, errors, and unique characteristics that can dramatically increase the value of this coin. The U.S. Mint issues coins with different mint marks based on where the coin was produced. In 1979, the Washington quarter was minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each of these mints produced different quantities of the coin, and some varieties are rarer than others. For example, quarters minted in Denver or San Francisco in 1979 are often considered to be more valuable due to their limited production. On top of that, there are rare minting errors that can make a coin even more valuable. These errors could include things like double strikes, misaligned dies, or even the wrong design appearing on the coin. These error coins are incredibly sought after by collectors because they are unique, one-of-a-kind pieces of history. Imagine stumbling upon a 1979 Washington quarter with a minting error. It could make all the difference in terms of value. Now, you might be wondering, just how much could a 1979 Washington quarter be worth? Well, most of the quarters from this year, if they've been circulated, are worth only a few dollars above their face value. But if you're lucky enough to find a 1979 Washington quarter in mint condition or with a rare mint mark or error, the value could be astronomical. Some of these quarters have been sold at auctions for thousands of dollars, especially when they are in uncirculated or near-perfect condition. The most exciting part comes when we reveal the highest value these coins can reach. If you happen to have a 1979 Washington quarter in pristine condition, or if you own one of the rare varieties with a minting error or unique characteristics, your coin could be worth an incredible $70,000. Yes, you heard that right, $70,000. That's right. A coin that you might have dismissed as just another piece of change could be hiding a small fortune. With so many factors contributing to a coin's value, from its condition to its rarity, you never know when you might find yourself holding onto a coin worth far more than you imagined. So, what should you do if you have a 1979 Washington quarter in your collection? First, make sure to inspect it carefully. Look for any signs of wear and tear, but also keep an eye out for those rare mint marks and potential minting errors. If you're unsure about the value of your coin, it's always a good idea to consult with a professional numismatist or take it to a reputable coin dealer who can assess its worth. You never know, you could be sitting on a treasure. Today, we're about to dive into the world of a coin that could be sitting in your collection or hidden in your spare change, waiting to make you a small fortune, the 1974 Washington quarter dollar. This coin might seem like a simple, everyday quarter at first glance, but it has a secret that could make it worth tens of thousands of dollars. Stick around, because we're about to uncover why this particular quarter could be worth so much more than its face value. Let's start by taking a look at the 1974 Washington quarter in the context of American history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to honor the first President of the United States, George Washington. The coin has a long-standing tradition, and over the decades, it has been one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in circulation. By the time 1974 rolled around, the coin had already been in circulation for over 40 years, but this year in particular is significant for a number of reasons. In 1974, the U.S. was experiencing a time of great change. The country was coming off of a decade marked by political turmoil, social upheaval, and economic challenges. Yet, despite these struggles, the U.S. Mint was still hard at work producing millions of coins every year, including the Washington quarter. In 1974, these coins were issued across multiple mint facilities, including the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. However, what makes the 1974 Washington quarter dollar particularly interesting is the rarity of certain variations of the coin that could make it extremely valuable to collectors today. As with any coin, the first thing to consider when determining its value is its condition. Over time, coins that have been circulated will typically show signs of wear. This can include scratches, discoloration, and fading of the design. These factors all impact a coin's value, but it's not just about how the coin looks, it's about how well preserved it is. Coins that are in near-perfect, uncirculated condition are highly coveted by collectors, and they command far higher prices than their worn counterparts. The 1974 Washington quarter is no different. A well-preserved example of this coin can fetch significantly more than its face value, but condition alone isn't what makes the 1974 Washington quarter truly valuable. The minting process plays a huge role in determining a coin's rarity, and in 1974, there were some very interesting minting quirks that collectors love. First, we need to talk about the mint mark. The U.S. Mint produces coins at different facilities, and each location uses a different mint mark. The most common mint marks for the 1974 Washington quarter are the D mint mark from Denver and the P mint mark from Philadelphia. However, some of these coins, especially those with the D mint mark, were produced in smaller quantities, which makes them rarer and more sought after today. In addition to the mint marks, there are also rare minting errors that make certain 1974 Washington quarters even more valuable. These errors could range from things like double die strikes, where the design appears more than once on the coin, to off-center strikes or other flaws that make the coin unique. Error coins are often more valuable because they are one-of-a-kind, and collectors go crazy for them. A 1974 Washington quarter with a minting error, especially one that is in mint condition, could skyrocket in value. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the money. Most 1974 Washington quarters, when found in circulation, are only worth their face value of 25 cents. But for those of you who are lucky enough to have one of these coins in pristine, uncirculated condition, or perhaps even one that features a rare minting error, you're in for a pleasant surprise. A well-preserved, error-free 1974 Washington quarter can be worth several $100s, but the true treasure is in those special cases where collectors are willing to pay top dollar for an exceptional example. And what's the highest value we've seen? Some of these 1974 Washington quarters, especially those with rare mint marks or minting errors, have been known to sell for an astounding $74,000. Yes, you heard that right, $74,000. A quarter that you may have once dismissed as just another piece of change could be worth more than you could ever imagine. Imagine finding one of these quarters in an old coin jar or while going through your collection. It's mind-blowing to think that a coin that costs just 25 cents in its basic form could potentially be worth thousands of dollars. So, how can you determine if you have a valuable 1974 Washington quarter? The key is to examine the coin carefully. First, check its condition, look for signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration. If the coin looks like it's been handled a lot, it may not be worth much, but if it's in near perfect or uncirculated condition, you could have something special. Next, pay attention to the mint mark. If it's from the Denver Mint, or if it has any unique features like a minting error, you may have just found a coin that could be worth thousands. If you think you have a rare 1974 Washington quarter, it's always a good idea to have it professionally appraised by a certified numismatist or coin dealer. They can assess its value based on its condition, rarity, and any unique characteristics it may have. If you happen to find one of these rare quarters, don't be afraid to take it to auction or list it for sale to see just how much it can fetch. Today, we're about to uncover the surprising value of a coin you might have passed by without a second thought, the 1990 Washington quarter dollar. It may seem like just another modern coin, but this particular quarter could be worth far more than you think. Stick with us, because by the end of this video, you'll be shocked at just how much this 1990 Washington quarter could be worth today. The Washington quarter, with its timeless design featuring the profile of George Washington on the obverse and a majestic eagle on the reverse, has been a key part of American currency for decades. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday, the design of this coin has remained largely unchanged. However, the coins minted during different years can carry varying values depending on a few key factors like rarity, minting errors, and condition. Now, let's focus on the 1990 Washington quarter. By the time the 1990s rolled around, the coin had already been in circulation for over half a century. The U.S. Mint produced millions of these quarters, and many were used in everyday transactions. So, what makes this particular quarter special? While the design and the historical context of the 1990 Washington quarter are significant, what truly impacts its value are factors such as minting errors and its condition. Not every 1990 Washington quarter is worth a fortune, but there are certain rare varieties that can make collectors pay attention. First, let's talk about the minting process. The 1990 Washington quarter was produced at multiple mint locations, including the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint, which means these coins have different mint marks. The coins from these different mints are often grouped together, but certain mint marks can be rarer than others, making the coin more valuable. For instance, quarters from the Denver Mint, marked with a D, may have a higher demand from collectors due to lower production numbers compared to their Philadelphia counterparts. If you're lucky enough to find a 1990 Washington quarter with a rare mint mark, that could be a clue that your coin is more valuable than others, but it's not just the mint mark that matters. The condition of the coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. When coins are circulated, they typically show signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, and fading of the design are common signs of a coin that has been through many hands. A 1990 Washington quarter that has seen years of circulation may not be worth more than its face value of 25 cents. However, coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are highly prized by collectors. Coins that have been carefully stored away or are still in their original mint state are far rarer and can fetch far higher prices than a worn version. Now, let's get into the most exciting part. What about the value of the 1990 Washington quarter? Most of these coins are worth, at most, just a few dollars above their face value when found in average condition. However, if you happen to have a 1990 Washington quarter in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, or if you're lucky enough to have one with a minting error, the value could be much, much higher. Some rare, uncirculated 1990 Washington quarters, particularly those with unique minting errors or unusual characteristics, have been known to sell for significant amounts at auctions or among serious collectors. The really exciting part comes when we talk about the highest value these coins can reach. If you have one of these rare coins, whether it's in flawless condition, has a unique mint mark, or features a minting error, you could be holding onto a coin that's worth a fortune. The value of certain 1990 Washington quarters has been known to reach an incredible $78,000, yes, you heard that right, $78,000. A quarter that you may have dismissed as just another piece of spare change could be worth a staggering amount, depending on its condition and any unique features it might have. It's a reminder that coin collecting isn't just about collecting old or rare coins for fun, it's about uncovering hidden treasures that could end up making you a small fortune. So, how can you determine if your 1990 Washington quarter is worth this incredible amount? Start by examining the coin closely. Look for signs of wear, discoloration, or damage that could lower its value. If it looks like it's in mint condition, you're off to a good start. Next, check the mint mark on the coin. If you find that your quarter has a rare mint mark, especially one from a less common mint, this could increase the coin's value significantly. And of course, if you happen to find a 1990 Washington quarter with a minting error, whether it's a double strike, a misaligned die, or any other unique characteristic, then you could be sitting on a collector's dream. If you think you might have one of these rare coins, it's always a good idea to consult with a professional coin dealer or numismatist. They can provide you with an accurate assessment of the coin's value and help you determine whether you've stumbled upon a hidden gem. Today, in this video, we're diving into one of the most interesting and valuable coins in U.S. history, the 1986 Washington quarter dollar. While this may seem like just another coin from the 1980s, trust us, there's much more to it than meets the eye. Stick around as we uncover why this particular quarter might just be worth a small fortune. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since 1932, when it was introduced to honor George Washington, the first President of the United States. Over the years, this coin has gone through several design changes, but its popularity has remained constant. The 1986 Washington quarter, in particular, is noteworthy because it was part of a series of coins issued during the 1980s that were minted in large quantities. However, just because a coin is mass-produced doesn't mean it isn't valuable. In fact, many of these coins could be worth far more than their face value, depending on the condition and rarity. Now, let's take a closer look at the 1986 Washington quarter. One of the first things to consider when assessing its value is its condition. As with any coin, the better the condition, the higher the value. Most 1986 quarters that have been circulated will show signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, or fading. These factors decrease the coin's value. But if you happen to have a 1986 Washington quarter that's been kept in mint condition, you could be looking at something much more valuable than a mere 25-cent piece. Coins that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are highly sought after by collectors. If you come across a 1986 Washington quarter that shows little to no signs of wear, especially one that still retains its original luster and shine, it's a great indicator that this coin could be worth more than just face value. The truth is, uncirculated coins are much rarer than you might think, and the demand for these coins is high, especially when they come from years like 1986, which are often overlooked by casual collectors. However, it's not just the condition of the coin that determines its worth. Another important factor is the mint mark. The U.S. Mint produces coins at different facilities, and each mint uses a different mark to signify where the coin was produced. In 1986, Washington quarters were minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The mint mark on these coins, either a D, S, or no mint mark at all, can tell you a lot about the coin's rarity. Quarters with the D mint mark, which were produced in Denver, tend to be more common than those from other mints. However, those with the S mint mark, which were produced at the San Francisco Mint, are generally considered to be rarer. This can significantly increase the value of the coin, especially if it's in mint condition. If you happen to have a 1986 Washington quarter with an S mint mark, you may have something special on your hands. Beyond mint marks, there's another fascinating aspect that can make the 1986 Washington quarter valuable: minting errors. Yes, errors. In the world of coin collecting, minting errors are highly coveted because they make a coin truly one of a kind. These errors can range from double strikes, where the design appears more than once on the coin, to misaligned dies, off-center strikes, or even wrong designs. These coins are rare, and they often command a premium in the marketplace. If you have a 1986 Washington quarter with a minting error, it could be worth exponentially more than a regular issue. Minting errors are highly sought after by serious collectors, and they can push the value of a coin into the thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. Now, here comes the most exciting part: the value of the 1986 Washington quarter. Most 1986 Washington quarters, when found in circulation, are worth only a few dollars above their face value. But if you're lucky enough to have one in pristine condition or with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a very valuable coin. In fact, some of these coins, particularly those in uncirculated condition or with an error, have been known to sell for as much as $88,000. Yes, you heard that right, $88,000. That's how much a rare, uncirculated, or error-struck 1986 Washington quarter can be worth. It's incredible to think that a coin that only cost 25 cents to produce could end up being worth such a staggering amount. If you have one of these rare coins, it could be a small fortune sitting right in your hand. So, how can you tell if your 1986 Washington quarter is one of these rare treasures? First, carefully inspect the condition of the coin. If it looks worn or damaged, its value may be closer to its face value. But if it's in excellent or uncirculated condition, you're on the right track. Second, check the mint mark. If you have a coin with an S mint mark from the San Francisco Mint, it's likely worth more than a similar coin with a D mint mark. Finally, keep an eye out for any minting errors, as these can significantly increase the coin's value. If you suspect that your 1986 Washington quarter is a rare find, it's always a good idea to have it professionally appraised. A certified coin dealer or numismatist can give you an accurate assessment of its value based on its condition, rarity, and any unique features it might have. If you're fortunate enough to have one of these valuable coins, you could end up making a significant profit when it's time to sell. Coin collecting is an exciting and rewarding hobby, and the 1986 Washington quarter is a perfect example of how even seemingly ordinary coins can be worth extraordinary amounts of money. Whether you find one in your change or come across it in an old coin jar, don't underestimate its value. You could be holding onto a small treasure worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss any future coin discoveries. Best of luck with your coin collecting, and happy hunting!